The Haida people, as well as many different West Coast Indigenous people, West Coast First Nations, have this incredible tradition called the Potlatch. And the Potlatch is, it's essentially a community event. It is initiated by a chief and his clan. And so once you get into the social structures of these communities, it's very much about community systems and structures. To live harmoniously, you need some kind of way of organizing community, including economy and how you're going to get your goods and services, and you deal with your resources and deal with trade. So of course these communities had these very sophisticated organizational structures to deal with this. So the communities organize in units called clans, and they're essentially like a family or an extended family. In the Haida community, the system is matriarchal. So you follow your mother for which clan you belong to. And husbands and wives were always from opposite clans. So a chief of the clan, usually a male person, would initiate the potlatch, but that would really be, he would be representing his entire clan as well as his advisors, his real bosses, who are the matriarchs, the grandmothers of the clan. And they would save money or resources for sometimes years, and then they would have a potlatch, which was basically a big celebration, also to have a lot of business being done in the presence of the entire community, and sometimes other communities were invited. And so celebration perhaps of a marriage, perhaps there would be babies who were celebrated, names given, but also a lot of business being done, someone being formally adopted from one clan to another, different rights being officially given or traded for, important transactions of rights being transferred down generations. And the important thing is the audience is there as witnesses. So they're active participants. And at the end, the chief and his clan bring out all the resources they've saved up for sometimes years, brings it out and gives it all away to the community. And gives it especially to members of the opposite clan who have witnessed these transactions. So that in the future, years later, when someone perhaps contests a name, a song, or a right to a certain resource, the community members can stand up and say, no, I was there when so-and-so threw this potlatch and that right was transferred over to this person. I remember, and I've witnessed this, and I was paid. And it's just an incredible example of a totally different economy, worldview, way of life, where the more you give away to your community, the higher up in prestige you rise. And the more potlatches you hold as a chief mean, you're even higher in the society's eyes. It's very interesting. So how does that relate to the Earth Charter? I think, just the diversity and the respect for diversity that I see inherent in the Earth Charter, as well as the interconnectivity of, between people and between resources. I think for me, I see that related in this kind of tangible practice that's still practiced on the West Coast, that was all about resource management, respect between people, international relations, so to speak, for the people on the coast, and ultimately respect for relationship.